Yo, the Ryan Show in the building. Ryan Verneuille here.
Hamptons Dave.
And we're going to be live on Let's Talk About It, so don't miss out. Get those L's up in the meantime.
Shout out to Legacy Recording Studio. Shout out to the Ryan Show that's in the building. Shout out to the Ryan Show.
L's up.
Yes.
L's up.
Good to be here, guys.
All right, go ahead, Ryan. No, this is Ryan. Are you going to introduce? Go ahead.
This Hamptons Dave, you know,
Yes.
1/3 of the Ryan Show. We out here
Talk to me. Nice. So because you're Hampton Dave, that means you're from the Hamptons?
from the Hamptons, born and raised.
Talk to born and raised.
Anybody missing? You said
Yeah,
1/3.
1/3. You know,
There
another
is.
piece
we got
missing.
The general himself, Mr.Cheeks of the
Yes,
Lost
talk
Boys.
about
Yeah,
it.
shout out to Mr.Cheeks.
Talk about it.
Man, listen, Ryan, you definitely been out here killing the game, man. I definitely seen your grind. I seen when you started, and you guys are booming right now. I'm like, you guys are doing a fantastic job. Tell me how was the come up and how was the grind?
Well, it's like you said, it's a grind, but it really does take a good team behind you. We couldn't do it without DJ K Bliss.
Yes.
We got
Yes.
a great comedian behind us, Nick Tallelli. The crazy yet lovely Maggie Burns, and really the whole LB fam. It's been quite a movement.
How long have you been doing the Ryan Show?
About 4 years now. We actually started
That's
it
it?
as a podcast out in the Hamptons. Dave and I both worked across the street from each other. I used to be a sushi chef, believe it or not, back in the day. And we started as a comedy podcast and, you know, teamed up with Mr.Cheeks. Long story short, brought it to New York City, and here we are now.
So you used to be a sushi chef. You used to be a chef, and now you're like one of the biggest hosts that I know. That's super dope. To come from nothing, now you like something. That's
It
super
feels,
dope.
you know, I gotta say, it's...
Tell me about the concept of the whole show, because I know you do a comedy in the beginning, right? And then you have people come and perform towards the end.
Well, that was the Ryan Show Live.
The Ryan Show Live.
We've got
All right.
two arms to the operation. There's the Ryan Show Live, which we used to throw every Monday night. We actually put it on hold for a little bit to focus on our FM program.
Beautiful.
On 98.1. We call that the Ryan Show FM.
Yes, come on, let's touch on that. I'm
And-
excited for you guys.
And that's really fun because we actually recorded at Def Squad Studios on Long
Yeah,
Island.
shout
with
out
our
Eric
new-
Sermon and old Def Squad
Our
over there.
executive producer,
Yep.
E,
That's
as we
fire.
like to call him.
Wait,
Eric
hold on,
Sermon.
wait. We gotta
Long
slow this
Island,
down because y'all
word.
talking about this like it's nothing. Wait,
They going
first of
on.
all, you're on 98
98.1 FM in Boston.
Do
New
you
urban
understand that? You're broadcasting out of Boston.
Boston.
That's
Out of
a
Boston.
big deal.
We love Boston.
Shout out
We
to
don't
All right,
like the
shout out
sports
to
teams,
Boston.
But, you know, we're Yankee fans.
Yeah.
We do our best.
We bring that. I'll tell you, we bring that New York flavor. Most of our,
Oh my God.
all our content is repping New York hard, and we haven't got any flack from it yet.
You guys were actually live from Boston last week at one of my events, right?
Oh, that's
I
pretty
can't name the event.
Yeah, that's
but
right.
It was
Live
super
from Boston.
dope.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Boston,
we-
right?
And that was, and you host, a heck of a show. I gotta say,
Thank you.
Definitely.
Can I get a round of applause?
No,
Yeah, that
give him
was-
no round of applause. It's about the Ryan show, not Swaggy show.
Dancing on the tables?
outside of here.
He was hold on, bro.
dancing, like doing the running man on the tables.
Oh, wait, yeah.
There's some lit footage.
Oh,
here.
let's
party
talk
turned
about
up.
that, Ryan. Hold on. So he's dancing on a table,
Yeah,
boss.
doing
You
full-on
hear this,
running man.
manager? Manager, he's dancing on tables. Go ahead.
Man, I think I got a twin out there somewhere.
No.
I think that was
But
me.
no. Back to the Ryan show. All right, guys. So basically, you're broadcasting out of Boston. You're repping New York hard, which is like fantastic to me. So how is it? Do artists get on your show? Like, how do your show work?
We usually we've had so many artists when we were doing that live show that we really get to handpick who we enjoy.
Okay.
You know, with great power comes great responsibility. So we try to put artists that we really enjoy out there. We have so many legends that'll come on because Cheeks is the co-host. We do it at Eric Sermon's. So you never know who we're going to have as like a guest co-host.
Yeah, we have Royal Flush sit with us. We had Tragedy Gaddafi
God.
sit with us the last episode. And
Danny Deuces
Danny Deuces
came with us
today.
this
Yep.
week.
Yep.
So it's always out of the Eric Sermon studio?
Yeah, we have a studio in Brooklyn
like
too.
a big
If,
deal.
Gotta go
we can't
there.
get out.
I want to go.
I want to go to the Eric Sherman studio.
In Long Island.
February
Shout out to Long
4th.
Island.
February, yes, I definitely will be there. February 4th.
Both
I
you
can't
guys.
wait.
Yes,
Let's
I'm
go.
there. I'm there.
Oh, Swaggy, are you there?
I'm there. I'ma be
I'm
in
happy
Long
you
Island.
included him because
I
you know he don't
my
like the.
Queens thing, but I'm gonna travel to Long
Yeah,
Island.
he don't
see
like
what's
to
going
leave
on.
Queens, big Queens.
It's worth the trip out there. You never know who's going to be out there. That's the best part about doing
And
it
it's
at that
very
studio.
expensive
So,
in Long
all
Island.
right, you guys, you also do up and coming as well as obviously celebrities.
Yes,
We do.
All
we
right,
had
so-
Rome Streets on the other day. Shout out Rome Streets, and we had John Jiggs who reps Long Island.
All right.
Love John Jiggs.
Yes.
And when do you guys air?
And we air, let's see, well, we are actually on different stations. Thursday night in Boston. We're on a few different online stations. Actually, I got a shout out to Japan. We're on the only online hip hop
Yes.
station.
Wait,
in
give
Japan.
talking about sushi.
I don't like
Super
sushi.
dope.
Ugh.
It grows on you when you eat it all day. Hopefully, you don't eat too much. They say that
if it's
mercury
rolled
adds
right.
up.
Well,
Yeah,
right.
exactly. We get a lot of practice rolling.
Well, Dave and Ryan, I sound like I got money.
Yeah, I wish.
Because we just had lunch money in the building. I'm just saying, though, I need some lunch money.
That's what I need too, please. Where's that at?
All right, so the whole team up with Mr. Cheeks, how did that come about?
It pretty organically, actually. Long story short, Maggie Burns was in the LB fam and was helping me co-host the show at the time. We exposed a racist politician back in the Hamptons, and Mr. Cheeks took wind of it and came out and saw that we had kind of a cool thing. Back then, it was more of a live variety show. We actually had a graduation ceremony, so everybody dressed up in graduation robes. Everybody was drinking heavily, having a good time, which obviously caught the interest of Cheeks.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The entertainer.
The entertainer. And so, yeah, we summer came to an end. And when summer comes to an end in the Hamptons, everything comes to an end. So I hit up Mr. Cheeks and said, yo, I've got an idea. We had done a Puerto Rico benefit for that hurricane that had happened. So we teamed up, did a benefit, and said, yo, let's bring the same format into New York as a live show. And that's where the Ryan Show Live came about, where it would be like a live variety show, an hour of stand-up comedy.
I loved it.
After that was over, we'd have great artists come and perform, whether it was hip-hop, we'd have some crazy, hippie guys come in and
the turn-up was real. Let me tell you, the turn-up was
And Dave, what I would
real.
definitely say is you guys even had a live band.
We had the
love
live
your
band.
show. Like,
The
it
Ryan
was
Show House Band, baby.
Shout out to D Limits, Taman Hadid, and J. Anthony Brown. We had a drum set, a guitarist, and we had the bongo drums in there.
The bongos really put it over the edge, I
Let
gotta
me
say.
tell you, the energy and vibe at your live show is like amazing. Between the comedy, then the live band, and even down to you had some good talent. Sometimes I'm like, especially being a radio host, I'm like, oh, here we go. And I was really digging it to a point where I'll come to the dance floor and actually applaud them and come talk to them. So definitely, hats off to you. So I really think you should bring that back.
It's on the way. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to say it's in the works.
It's in the works.
And I must say, even I came to one when Cheeks was there, and Cheeks will get on and do his little 1-2, and then he'll pass off to Mike to a straight stranger. You know how it feels to have Mr. Cheeks pass you a mic and tell you, listen,
crazy.
do your thing, you can do it.
You never know.
If I couldn't rap, I'll be ready to rap at that point, okay?
Get your parts out.
So I know we seen you out in public doing your thing with the Ryan Show. I wanted to know, does it ever get weird for you? How many fans? Because I notice at all the events, it's always like packed. There's always a lot of people there. Does it ever get weird for you that so many people support you?
Actually, it's a good feeling knowing that people actually want to come out and support you live. And it's cool the way that we do it. It brings out everybody.
Yes.
We'll have the
Anybody.
white people from the Hamptons take a 2-hour drive out.
Everybody, young, old.
Yeah, old, of all cultures and creeds. It really is a cool thing. It shows that a little bit of partying really brings everybody together.
That's it. Everybody came for the good
Man,
time.
a little bit of booze to bring anybody together.
A little bit of partying and good entertainment. That's the main
And
thing.
the biggest thing
Very good
is
entertainment.
there was no problems. Everybody went there and had a good time. The energy was always crazy. Positive vibes the whole night. And you go to a lot of parties, that's not always the case.
No, it's not
so that
at
was
all.
a big thing we always kept.
Never a fight ever. Never.
And down to the genre of music, I mean, did you guys actually pick the people who would come and perform, or people would just sign up? Because I mean, you literally had extreme to, like you said, hippies, pop, to straight rap and hip hop.
I'd handpick the artists each week, and I tried to make it that it wasn't too flooded with the same thing. I tried to give a little bit of variety each week. Even with the comedians, we tried to switch up the comedians as well.
Okay. What about getting the locations? Because a lot of locations don't support these type of events anymore.
Very good. Which is why we don't want to bring it back until we find the perfect location to bring it back. It needs to be conducive for everybody. It takes a lot of work to throw these big live shows, and it have them to the caliber that they were, with great performers. We don't want to rush it. Especially with the FM thing, we're taking our time. We're letting it marinate.
Yes, and for the live show, do you charge people to come and perform, or everything's just off the wind?
It depends. It all depends on who's actually opening up. If we have somebody like Capone-N-Noreaga, then it actually got so flooded that people were paying, much like the showcase, to perform. But there was a lot of value in it. We actually keep the shows up online, so people were listening on iTunes. So you'd perform for everybody there, and then you'd actually be able to go back and listen to it again and listen to your performance.
What's next for the Ryan
Yeah,
show?
what's
I mean,
next?
you taking over FM radio.
I'm telling you.
Taking over. You got the,
the live show.
showcases.
So what's next?
What's next? TV?
You got clothing line?
Video. We're done with the audio. We're trying to move more with the Def Squad streaming. That's what we're really focusing on now is squad streaming. So we're producing some cool shows over there behind the scenes, which you guys are going to see soon. The best way to take a look is Def Squad Television, Eric Sermon's channel on YouTube. That's where we're going to be focusing
This is
now.
so dope. Wait, before we go, you got to tell me, how did that happen? Like, the whole Eric Sherman studio, like, that is so dope.
I got to give Hostage Media. I don't know if you guys see the videos that we're putting out, but Shah, he's like our director.
Shout out. So give him his round of applause. Janet, don't give him no more round of applause for the
Listen,
night.
Hostage Media did my birthday party, and he also did my 1-year anniversary. He's super dope.
All right, he can have a round of applause.
Super
He's
dope.
He's one of the best in the game right now.
I'm not gonna lie, and he's not super crazy with the prices. So shout out to Hostage
And he's
Media.
not super crazy, but that's all he giving a round of applause for.
He's fire. He's not expensive.
It's not what you shoot, it's how you edit. Like
That's
he
it.
says.
But is anything else you want to touch on or talk about before we go?
Well, there's let's see. Anything else crazy going
Just
on?
embrace the
Hamptons, Dave?
takeover. We're going to be everywhere.
That's it.
Just
We
be
wanna-
ready for it. The Ryan Show, Hamptons
Raw,
Dave,
uncut
Mr. Cheeks,
comedy.
Ryan.
That's it.
And wait, on the Ryan Show originated from?
The Hamptons.
The Hamptons.
That's right. I
Yeah, the
actually
Hamptons.
started it out at the sushi restaurant that I used to work at. We brought it into a few different local bars where we monetized it, much like shows out here. But out in the Hamptons, there really wasn't anything much
Minus
like
kids.
that.
So let me ask you a question, Dave. When you automatically tell people you're from the Hamptons, do they automatically think it's you're rich and you're living in a
but-
mansion?
Yeah.
I mean, when people come around me and they're around me enough, they know.
Talk about
All right,
I've been turning up. I've been around some crazy situations growing up in the Hamptons, and it just I fit in. Get in where you fit in.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's definitely a socialite.
He said he got that hood side to him.
Tell the people where can they find you at.
Go
and
ahead
how
now,
to-
Swaggy.
How to reach out to you guys.
TheRyanShow.net. That's where you can go for our home base with everything on there. My personal Instagram is at The Ryan Show. For the show, it's at TRS Promotions. And to follow Mr. Cheeks, actually, his Instagram has been hacked. So to the nerd out there that did that,
For real?
shame on you.
That's crazy.
But yes, his new Instagram, until we get it back, is at The Real Mr. Cheeks 132.
You can find me at Hamptons Dave. Everybody slide in that DM, especially you females.
Talk to me nice, Dave.
Shoot that shot.
Dave, all right, DJ Scooter, give him something to talk about.
Let's talk about it.